Welcome back to Let's Play. We got wrestling match about to kick off here. Drevin Kanako says, "Hey, Miso Mug, glad you made it. Wasn't sure if I am indebted to the Dustbound's hospitality. I would not have survived without your help. I intend to repay that debt." Nova, why does it have to be like this? You come alive in the ring. What's so wrong about letting yourself enjoy it? What I enjoy has nothing to do with what is right. Okay, well, whatever your reasons are, I'm glad you're here. We'll fight to a deadlock, then team up against a surprise challenger, okay? Understood. Lumbering Jack has been hungry to retake his crown from the Weedron Witch. Tonight his chance finally comes. That's right, everyone. It's time for Dustbound Beatdown. I'm very glad I'm doing this one in the middle of the day instead of recording at night, because then I could not do my announcer voice. Trade blows. Come on now. So last time we were talking about how this game nicely gets introduces its critical elements in a way that often sometimes games don't. When the format for games means that if you don't introduce critical elements early on, then most people won't see them. So you'll be presenting an uncritical view of what you hope to be critical about. A very intense back and forth battle tonight, folks. Hard to tell who will come out on top. So yesterday I was talking about that in terms of... Oh. Nice. Yesterday I was talking about that in terms of... Oof. There we go. Oh, only 2 stars ever exist at a time. That's interesting. There we go. Fuck my attack. Big back and forth. Okay. Ay. Okay, I can do this. Let me focus for a second, and then I'll get back to my poignant thoughts. Oi. Costume party's over, nerds. Oh. What? Who would interrupt this tense standoff between Lumbering Jack and the Weedron Witch? What's the big idea, masked stranger? Silence, worm. Look at you all. What a pitiful display. These ignominious whelps are your champions? Only I deserve to wear the crown, for I am your true master, and I have returned to claim what is rightfully mine. Yes, that's right. It is I, the Center. Oh ho 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 ho. Oh ho ho ho. Oh ho 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 ho. Wow, this is fantastic. Oh ho 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 ho. Glandalock angry. For too long, you Dustbound have flouted the natural order. You roll in your filth and parade like foolish, disgusting viruses. No, hold on, the Center. I, Lumbering Jack, proud member of the Dustbound. You'd better think twice before you insult my people like that. You dare stand up to me, you a puny little sapling. I could turn you into kindling with a snap of my finger. Oh, I can turn you into kindling with a snap of my finger. No matter what happens to me, the Dustbound will live on. Whenever someone in New the Land chooses vulnerability over domination, they are the Dustbound. Whenever someone faces the fear of annihilation and finds new beauty and worth in life, they are the Dustbound. Who are you to turn against my will? I created you. Maybe you did. If you created me, then you should really understand by now. I am my own being. I'm compelled by my heart and my mind. You have forfeit your right to me, to all of us. By our very nature, we exist. We are beautiful, and you have no claim to us. The audio of the crowd do its own work there. Silence, insolent stain. This talking has gone on long enough. Prepare to fight. Oh. Weeder on which? You and I, we are both plants. For so long we have competed for the soil to grow large and strong, but I see now, at our core, we are the same. We are triumphs of life in a cold and sterile world. I, Lumbering Jack, cannot face the center alone. Please help me. Together we can secure a future in which we may both grow. My head. Oh. Nova's blood runs cold. She hears the soft squelch of the writhing guams, feels the hot breath off gusting Papellum's probing tongue. The Dustbound weren't there to see Mysteria Wisel's wasting away alone in a dim, disheveled room. They hadn't borne the brunt of Bran Malignan's endless, bitter rage. See, this is fascinating. This is what I was talking about when I was talking about how the emergent and the sort of embedded narratives, because this isn't the order of the cards. The order of the cards, I believe, was Gustine Papellum and then Guam, or maybe Mysteria Wiesel immediately after. But this is a different order than what the cards were, and they were numbered, right? And you can do them in any order, but this happens to be the order that I did them in, which makes me think that maybe the game is responding to how I played it and is then able to sort of put these bits in how I experienced them. Because you can that feels like quite a coincidence to have the exact order of how I played through them, when they can seemingly be pretty interchangeable. If not, you have two lines written for each of them, one for the second half, one for the first half, maybe. Blinded by arrogance, they can never understand the true nature of dust. See, Psalmist had warned Nova about such folly. She had been warned. Now the Dustbound would burn, and Nova with them. Who can sidestep fate? There's no way forward but the centers. Stupid, disgusting, foolish. What could she have been thinking? Ellipses. Weeder on which? Oh. Wait. Nova, hold on. Crumbcoat, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was going to happen. I know you must have been uncomfortable. Next time, we'll go over everything beforehand. Next time? There's not going to be a next time. I don't belong here, Drem. Isn't that obvious by now? And stop calling me those ridiculous food names. I'm sorry, Nova. I'm sorry. You don't have to wrestle anymore. But that doesn't mean you don't belong here. I came here because it was my duty. I came here for Palisade. I don't know why I let you all rope me into these ridiculous games. Maybe I thought I could help you somehow. Maybe I thought I could show you the importance of fighting the dust. Okay, hold on. Be real, Nova. You let us take you in because you wanted us to. Nobody forced you to accept our friendship. Fine, you're right. It was my own mistake. I know that now. I failed. Palisade is never coming back, and I have only myself to blame. I can't control myself enough to stay here. I can't be trusted. I need to leave here and continue my mission alone. You know, you're being a real dusting jerk. To me, to Elegy, but also to yourself. I'm sorry you feel that way, Drem. I'm sorry that you've been blinded to the evil that swirls around this entire village. It is crystal clear to me now. You may think you are just playing around, but messing with the dust will always lead to tragedy in the end. I've seen the effects of dust firsthand. I know where this leads. And I wouldn't be your friend if I didn't try to warn you. If that's really how you feel, then maybe you do need to leave. Yeah, Nova, that was a bad apology. Of course it's how I feel. I am the Nano Cleaner. I am the representative of the center to all of New Theland, and it's long past time for me to stop moping around and to start acting the part. After everything we've been through, I can't listen to any more of this. Goodbye, Nova. Nova, I'll miss you. Nova runs and runs, far away from the village and straight back to the Handfruit Haven. Not once does she look back. I'm so sorry, Palisade. I wasn't strong enough to fulfill the rites. Hey, who's there? No, Ash, no, put that down, now! Hee hee, Auntie Nova, play! Ash squeals, kicking and tripping over the sacred dice. Stop it, you don't know what that's for! Nova grunts as she moves towards the child. Ash Beatty giggles and runs. Chase me, she screams. She rushes across the ritual bridge, pausing to bounce up and down wildly in the center. Come here, bad Ash, you're being very naughty, Nova cries. Ash's smile fades as she realizes Nova is truly angry. Me? No naughty! Ash cries. She slips down the offering chute and runs away. And now, Nova was alone. No. Shame and anger flood through Nova. Far beyond any measure of control, she bears her powers like a violent hurricane upon the Handfruit Haven. The ritual elements are torn apart and hurled at the exquisitely carved walls. When she is finished, nothing but rubble remains. Nova peers down the edge of the spire. Below, the dust storm quietly rages, unchanged. She tries to reflect on the past weeks, but it's all clouded by waves of anger. She feels an uncomfortable tickle in her throat, a strange heaviness in her legs, but ignores it. How could the dustbound live like that? How could Palisade be gone? Before she can formulate an answer, the same questions loop in her head, drowning out her thoughts. What was going on? Perhaps the center had answers, but for now, Nova drags her weary body all the way back to Center Sanctuary. Awake at last. Thank the center. What happened? When I found you outside, hobbling back towards Cenote, body ravaged by dust, I didn't know what to think. Never mind, all is forgiven. I'm just glad you are back, that the center was able to heal your wounds, and you'll be pleased to hear that the cards in the dust you were carrying allowed the center to clear the remaining dust storms. You may now freely explore the entirety of New the Land. You know, it was painful to me when Palisade disappeared, and then you did as well. I must admit, at first I thought that you had run off together on some secret mission that you had concocted without me. But no, she is truly gone, isn't she? Nova, I don't blame you for hiding away for a while, but now that you're back, you won't go disappearing on me again, will you? We have to look out for each other now, Nova, my Nova. You've seen and experienced many difficult things, Nova, but look at how strong you are, how purposeful. You don't understand what a blessing you have been given. Wedges of flesh, rafters of bone, pendulous and swinging organs. You're made of bloody baggage. It weighs you down. Gravity pulling your parcels to the dirt, and yet you're an organization, a contraption of contractions. And so it is you rise instead of falling. And so it is you stand to meet your fate. As with the body, so with the mind. As with the organs, so with the memories. I am the one who remembers the darkness. I am the one who remembers the dust. This is why I give to you the gift of burdens. Your memory is muscled flesh that pulls upon the bonework of your fate. Do you understand, Nova? In these dark days, we must cling tightly to what is sacred. We must... All right, Psalmist. I believe you've had your say. Nova, please allow me to introduce myself. I am Sea Visionary. Let's be real, Nova. New the Land is changing. Every day you see and experience new things that fundamentally alter how you relate to the world. Believe it or not, the Center welcomes this shift. I was brought on because the Center understands the necessity of a strategic realignment. It's no longer enough to follow the old moralizing about what we must or mustn't do. Let's reinvent cleaning so it strikes at the heart of the problems facing New the Land of today. Sea Visionary is misguided at best, Nano Cleaner Nova. In the face of fear and chaos, integrity, not innovation, should light our path. If we are merely blown about by the winds of change, inevitably we will lose our way. Typically rigid thinking from the old guard, Nova, a strong wind will shatter an inflexible structure. But if we harness the aerodynamics of the mind, we can transform our baser needs and desires into something more powerful, more transcendent. And indeed, what could be greater tribute to the sacred things, to the greatness of the Center? Today, I am pleased to present the MetaClean Framework. The MetaClean Framework is a holistic user experience overhaul which will help you progress towards the fulfillment of your ultimate goal. As you go about cleaning, you can now find MetaCoins, a special currency which may be used to access the deepest secrets of New the Land. Spend your MetaCoins in the menu to purchase behind-the-scenes info and items from the Center's personal collection. Engaging with the exciting new MetaClean framework is sure to enhance your investment in the world of New the Land. We also would like to present you with the MetaClean Manual, an item which you can read to find out all the ins and outs of your new framework. Acquired item, MetaClean Manual. Remember, Nano Cleaner Nova, the Center will always reward the labor of your hands and the reverence of your heart. Bells and whistles aside, your mission is vitally important to the well-being of all the denizens of New the Land. Until we meet again. Before I head out, I want to point out something about the last story arc, the Handfruit Haven one, where its introduction is Palisade wanting to take care of us. Is us the right word there? Of Nova, and especially in the last words before being warped off, the idea of every facet of Nova being important, the happiness, the joy, the playfulness, the by framing that storyline in that light, it shows from the start how Nova is wrong for most of it. Like what I was linking this to the rest of the talk of games needing to forefront their their complexities, their complications. Nova presses the console and it lights up and words next stop Center City Cenote. Oh, that's CCC. I got it now. I see all the coins. By foregrounding that framework of sort of what the ultimate message, what the thing Nova should learn is, it lets the audience separate ourselves from our protagonist in a very important way. So that way, essentially, the same way that you, in perhaps a speech or an essay, are often told the advice to tell us what you're going to tell us, and then tell us what you told us. And so introduce what your thesis is going to be, right? Introduce what your lesson learned is going to be, and then show us why that is true, and then tell us once more what you just told us. So sort of a review. And so I would call the last bit with sort of the sadness of destroying the seed, and especially that conversation between now C Visionary and C Psalmist, sort of this push and pull between intrinsic versus extrinsic incentives, sort of this segue of maybe enforcing what we have just learned by having the person who we know be the one who seems to be maybe closer to in the right, whereas the person who we just met, the person replacing the person we want to be there, seeming more in the wrong, and now setting up this next arc, which seems to be more directly about this intrinsic versus extrinsic values. Like an anime. This episode went a little bit long, that's fine. We will see you next time on Let's Play. Goodbye.